Alright guys, we're back this week with experiment 33A. We're doing a Grignard reaction. As you can see, I just finished making my Grignard solution. I did this by adding some bromobenzene and magnesium turning strips. You can see down at the bottom I still have some strip residue, but I dissolved all of those little metal plates. Right here I have my 2.4 grams of benzophone dissolved in diethyl ether, 9 milliliters of that, and I'm about to get started with 33A. I would have shown you guys how to make this, but I'm just supposed to film 33A, and this was preparation for that, not necessarily part of it. So we're just going to go ahead and get started. Alright guys, here we are. I've added my separatory funnel back to my apparatus. I have that spinning again. As you can see, the metal flakes still stay at the bottom, but you're not just making it homogeneous again. So what I'm about to do is take off my halide protection up here on my separatory funnel just for a second. I'm gonna make sure that this bad boy is closed. Yep. Oh, I'll let you see. He's closed. And now I'm gonna add my diethyl ether anhydrous ether benzophenol solution. Just gonna add it to the top. Boom. Then I'm just going to rinse this real quick with some anhydrous ether, about 5 milliliters, just to make sure I get all of it in there. Oh, I'll show you the weights and everything that I add in at the end, like usual, just so I can keep this experiment running. It took me all day to make that solution, so forgive me if I'm in a bit of a rush. Alright, I added about 5 milliliters into here. I'm just going to shake it, pour it in the top. All good. Cap that for no apparent reason. Put my halide protection back on. Yeah, there we go. See you guys in a sec. Alright guys, so we have a tall order here. I'm going to start adding this benzophenone as fast as I can to this reaction, but make sure your condenser is running. You see, I've been moving like it's supposed to, bottom to top, but it's going to release a lot of heat. So you want to do this as fast as you can without making the reflux too fast. So if you ask me to specify how fast that is, I have no idea, but I'll let you see what I do, and then you can decide from there. So I don't want to go too slow. Actually, I'll turn it this way. No, I'll turn it this way. But get you guys a better view, and you see how it's turning a rose color? Man, am I good or am I good? Don't answer that, but I think we all know the answer. Oh. You see how it's getting pretty vigorous down there? Not seeing too much, so I'm just gonna keep her going. I don't see anything on my reflux yet. Oh, yep, my reflux is going. You see that there? I'm gonna slow it down. It's going a little too fast for my taste. Yeah, slow it down. A little more. So you see, you guys are seeing all that type. Oh man, I didn't even see if that was focused. Hopefully it's focused. See how pretty of a color that is? Sorry, I've been up all morning, but you get what I'm saying, okay? You should get a pretty color. Boom, I added the rest of it. My reflux seems to be doing okay. I'm just gonna let that go. I think we did a good job. Make sure I get every last drop out of there. Yeah, that's good. See you in a second. Alright, so it's pretty hot, this thing. I mean, it's not cold. Because, you know, everything we just did to it. But you can see it's a perfect little rose color. Right now my stir bar is doing just fine. I added the 5 milliliters of extra ether just to make sure my volume is fine. And I'm just gonna let it go. And it's gonna get pretty thick. But I'm gonna check back in about 15 minutes if it gets so gelatinous that the stir bar isn't working. I'll go in and do it manually with my trusty stir rod. But right now it's looking just fine. I'm just gonna let this go for about 15 minutes until it gets gelatinous. You like that? I got that from Bon Appetit. Alright guys, here we are. As you can see, it is not moving anymore. It's gelatinous, like a pudding. As you can see, my stir bar is as high as it goes right now. But I'm about to get in there with my stir rod. So what I'm about to do is I'm gonna need 2 hands for this, so I'll catch you in a second. Alright, so we're here. It's like a cotton candy color right now. As you can see, I broke up the top just so my stir bar can do some work on it. Just letting it stir for a little while. Yeah. I'll check you guys in after it fully forms in about 15 minutes. Alright guys, we're back. You can see it's turned almost completely white. What I'm about to do is add 6 molar... Oh, that was bad, guys. Don't do that. 6 molar hydrochloric acid. And I don't really trust these little dropper thingies. So I'm going to set that down, and I'm going to use my patch pipette. I'm going to add it until everything is neutralized. Yeah. Check it. Alright. Ready? You can see the water formation there. I might be at this for a little while, so I'll get back to you guys in a second. Alright guys, I just wanted to show you real quick. Make sure you're using this thing while you're doing it, because this produces a lot of volatile gases. But I've been adding acid, as you can see, and it's turned into a faint yellow color. Now make sure as you're doing this, let me give you guys actually a view. As you're doing this, you need to be topping off with diethyl ether. As you can see, you can't really see 2 distinct layers on mine right now. That's probably because all my ether's evaporated. So I'm gonna add some more, about 5 milliliters more. Alright guys, we're back. As you can see, I have gotten this right where I wanted it to be. I have the top layer, which is my diethyl ether or my anhydrous ether with my phenol products from the Grignard reaction. The bottom is my aqueous layer that just has my all the acid I added in. You can see I added about 5 milliliters of acid and all of its byproducts. What I'm about to do is add that into the separatory funnel. See you guys in a second. You can see I've added it to my separatory funnel. You can see the clear distinction. I'm just going to do a quick extraction on it. You know what to do. Shake it, release pressure, shake, release pressure, shake, release pressure, and then I'm going to empty out my aqueous layer, that bottom cloudy layer. I'll see you when I finish shaking it. Alright, I'm just going to empty the aqueous layer into a beaker and then empty the organic into this Berlin flask, add some drying agent. Oh, after I do that, I'm going to add more ether, do a second extraction. Both of them will end up in here. I'll dry it in there. Alright, I just did the extraction. There's my aqueous. There's my organic layer with my product in it. Now I'm just going to re-extract the aqueous again. So I have my aqueous layer. Make sure it's closed. You see the little dot? That means it's closed. Now add my aqueous back in. Boom. See it there? Now I'm just going to add 5 more milliliters of diethyl ether. Do it all again. Alright, there's all of my organics. I'm just going to dry it real quick with some anhydrous sodium sulfate. Alright, so it's dry, and I'm just going to add it to that small Erlenmeyer flask, put it in a warm water bath with some water with some air. Try to dry it out. Catch on in a second. Alright, so I have it in my warm water bath. I'm about to add air to it, but if you can tell, look in the Erlenmeyer flask, that is not drying agent. That is how fast the ether evaporates. Here's the funnel I was using, and leaves behind our product. So when you go into air on your lab report, you might want to talk about how it evaporates even faster than we can transfer, leaving behind residue on our glassware that we can't collect. So I'm about to add some air to this, and I'll get to you guys in a second. Alright, I finished drying it. If you look, I finished evaporating it. You can see I've been evaporating it. This is as low as I could get it. This maybe took like 4 or 5 minutes, guys. It evaporates quick. But so in here we have the product we want and some biphenyls. So we want a triphenyl, and it's in here, but there's also some biphenyls in here. So in order to do that, to extract what we want, we're going to add some petroleum ether. I'm adding 10 milliliters of it. That's sitting right here, and I'm just going to add it in. Just like that. Then I'm just going to shake it all up. I'll see you guys back in a second. Alright guys, here we have it dissolved in some petroleum ether. Now I'm just going to run this through my Buckner funnel. I'm going to wet the Buckner funnel with petroleum ether, and then rinse with petroleum ether, and then just run the Buckner funnel, extract these crystals. Here we go. So I'm just going to wet this with some petroleum ether, and since the triphenyl can't dissolve in petroleum ether really at any temp, I'm not really going to cool it. I'm just going to add it. See that? It's added. Now I'm going to take my slurry, you can see I have a lot of crystals still left in there. So I'm going to really try my best to get everything off the walls, down at the bottom. Slurry, pour. See that? Got all my crystals down there. I didn't do that well in the last experiment when I was rewatching the footage, but you can see I did it well there. So, bite me. I'm just gonna do it one more time to make sure I get as much out of it for your guys' calculations. Really trying to make sure I get up the walls. Alright. Got it here. Stir. Just keep it moving, and don't. Got it. Alright. Just gonna let that go and dry. Then I'm gonna weigh these for y'all. Here is our resulting mixture. Now you can see not very uniform crystals, but crystals nonetheless. To be fair, they've been through a lot. I'm just gonna weigh them up now. There you go. I'm just gonna add this to the total that I'm gonna show you at the end. Alright, now I'm just going to recrystallize these in some hot isopropanol. Oh, my bad. Alright, so I have some hot isopropanol. I'm just going to add it into this flask where I have all of the product we obtained. I'm just gonna re-dissolve it. You know the drill. I might need some ice water, but I'm gonna try to use the least amount possible. Yeah, it's not even budging, so I'm just gonna keep adding it. Maybe some more. Go, swirl. Not completely dissolved. Here we go. Swirling. You know the process. So I'm gonna do this, see if I get any crystals out. Alright guys, here it is. The last crystallization of the year. I've been heating it for a little while on the pad, just getting it ready, and then gonna bury it in ice. I'll get back to y'all when it's done. Alright guys, here is the product. Let me knock some of that ice off. Now I'm just going to filtrate this. And done. You see my crystals in there. I'll get back to you when I finish this. Alright, here's the product. You can see it has a much more consistent color than before. Before it was kind of yellowish. Now that it's recrystallized, it has a more uniform flakes. Oh, I'm sorry, you can't even see. See, it's a lot more uniform. It's flake formation, almost like a flaky or molten salt. Just gonna get the final mass, and then I'll give you guys the melting point. All right, here's your results for 33A. Starting mass is here at the top. This is it after the petroleum. You can see that it's heavier than it was at the beginning. I believe that this is due to probably some biphenyls that were left over afterwards, but you guys can be the judge of that. Post crystallization, here we go. That's the crystals you just saw, and that's the melting point of them. I'll attach some spectroscopy after this. All right, you guys have a nice winter break.